Home Farm, a name that once whispered of sanctuary and power, is about to become the stage for Joe Tate's darkest chapter yet. Next week, the simmering tensions in Emmerdale are set to explode in a torrent of betrayal, kidnapping, and chilling medical malevolence. The architect of this terror, the man Joe once trusted with his life, the Machiavellian medic, Dr. Crowley. When a trusted ally turns traitor and a shovel becomes an instrument of brutal betrayal, Joe is plunged into a terrifying ordeal that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats, questioning everything they thought they knew. For weeks, a shadow has loomed over Joe Tate, a palpable sense of dread that has clung to him like the damp Yorkshire air. It began with a whisper, a nagging feeling of being watched, and escalated into a full-blown symphony of fear. The crescendo arrives in the form of a crudely written note, a demand for a staggering £100,000, left brazenly in the heart of his home, the kitchen at Home Farm. The violation is more profound than the financial threat. As actor Ned Porteous, the man who brings the complex and often conflicted Joe to life, explains, "It's less the money, more the idea that someone has got into the house, because there's the feeling you've lost your safe bubble when someone breaks into your kitchen." For a man like Joe, who has built his empire on an image of impenetrable strength, this breach of his sanctuary is a deeply personal attack. His fortress has been infiltrated, and with it his sense of security has crumbled. Suddenly, every shadow holds a potential threat, every creak of the floorboards sends a jolt of adrenaline through him. But Joe's primary concern isn't for his own safety. His thoughts immediately fly to his lover, Dawn Fletcher, and her children. He's more worried about the fact that his girl and her kids are going to be in danger. Porteous reveals, offering a glimpse into the softer, more vulnerable side of the formidable Tate. The fear for their well-being becomes a suffocating weight, a terror that eclipses any concern for his own life. In the swirling vortex of paranoia, Joe's suspicions land on his own hired muscle, the burly and increasingly resentful Sean. The man paid to protect him becomes the prime suspect, a snake in his own garden. The trust, already a fragile commodity in Joe's world, shatters completely. In a move as swift as it is decisive, Joe sacks his henchman, a decision that proves to be a catastrophic miscalculation. The confrontation is a tinderbox of raw emotion. Sean, his pride wounded and his loyalty questioned, unleashes a torrent of fury. The man who was once a loyal guard dog turns rabid, and Joe finds himself staring into the abyss of his own making. But just as the situation threatens to spiral into bloody violence, an unlikely savior emerges from the Emmerdale mist. They have a little bit of a confrontation, Joe and Sean, and then luckily Sam turns up with a big old shotgun and tow. Porteous recounts with a laugh, the relief palpable in his voice. The image is almost comical in its absurdity. The diminutive Sam Dingle, a man more at home with pigs than with firearms, standing as a shotgun-wielding guardian angel. I get to hide behind him and go, "Yeah, who's laughing now, huh?" This moment is a poignant full circle in the complex and often fraught relationship between Joe and Sam. They've come a long way, Joe and Sam, Porteous muses. I remember 6 years ago, Sam had Joe down a hole in the woods somewhere, pointing a gun at his face. And now here they are. From a near-fatal encounter to an alliance born of necessity, their journey is a testament to the ever-shifting loyalties and unexpected friendships that define life in the Dales. With the immediate threat neutralized, a shaken Joe confides in his unlikely hero. The weight of the blackmail, the constant fear, it's all become too much. Sam, ever the pragmatist, advises a tactical retreat. The village, once a symbol of his power, has become a gilded cage. Joe, seeing the wisdom in Sam's counsel, decides to disappear for a while, to let the storm pass. His farewell to Dawn is a masterpiece of deception, a carefully constructed lie about a last-minute business trip. The words taste like ash in his mouth, but the fear for her safety overrides his guilt. He packs a bag, his mind a whirlwind of escape routes and contingency plans. He's so close to freedom, so close to putting the nightmare behind him. But freedom is a fleeting illusion in Emmerdale. As Joe makes his clandestine exit, a sinister figure emerges from the shadows. It's Sean, his face a mask of cold fury. Before Joe can even register the danger, the world explodes in a flash of blinding pain. Joe gets whacked over the head by a shovel. Porteous explains with chilling simplicity. He feels like he's got the all clear and he's made his final threats, but then Sean takes a shovel to black. When Joe's consciousness returns, it's to a scene straight from a fever dream. The familiar comforts of home farm are gone, replaced by the sterile, unnerving ambience of a makeshift hospital room. The air is thick with the cloying scent of antiseptic, and a single bare light bulb casts long, dancing shadows on the walls. And looming over him, a figure that sends a fresh wave of ice-cold terror through his veins, the dangerous and unpredictable surgeon, Dr. Crowley. The man who once saved Joe's life, the architect of the dastardly and illegal kidney plot that saw him steal the organ from his own uncle, Caleb Milligan, is now his captor. The irony is as cruel as it is terrifying. The man he paid to defy medical ethics is now holding him hostage, his life hanging by a thread in a sterile, unknown location. Joe wakes up in a rather suspicious location. Porteous understates, the tremor in his voice betraying the true horror of the situation. He's very confused, scared, and not sure where he is. It's a very powerless situation for Joe to be in, which he's not a fan of. The master of control is now utterly at the mercy of a man whose motives are as murky as they are menacing. What does the Machiavellian medic want from him? Is this about money, revenge for the risks he was forced to take during the illegal transplant, or is it something far more sinister, a chilling echo of the very plot Joe himself orchestrated? The questions hang heavy in the air, each one more terrifying than the last. How far will Dr. Crowley go to get what he wants? And with Joe weakened, disoriented, and completely alone, is there any way out of this waking nightmare? The answers, it seems, will be as shocking as the betrayal that led him here. One thing is for certain. The village of Emmerdale is about to be rocked to its very core, and Joe Tate will never be the same again.